Hey, 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 you know what day it is. It is Tuesday Tea with D, right? We are back for another Tuesday, another conversation where we are talking today about use it before you lose it. Use it before you lose it. And so I am your girl, Detra Trueheart, your life purpose generator, purpose provoker, and iSpeaklife mentor, here to help overthinking and overwhelmed women of faith specifically get out of their own way so that they can get to the business of living. Our goal is to help you get unstuck so that you can get started. And so in today's conversation, our little tea chat, right? I happened to be reading an old blog post of mine that was actually entitled, Use It or Lose It. And so I kind of revamped it and I called it Use It Before You Lose It, because I think sometimes we forget that we have access to information. I don't know about you, but I have subscribed and purchased multiple trainings for my business, just multiple things. Like, we have stuff that we've never used, right? You find these cute little gadgets and you're like, oh, I love this. And you never get around to using it, right? And so maybe it shouldn't even be like use it before you lose it, but like use it, before it becomes dormant, or just so that it's not taking up space, right? We, invest in so many different things and we don't use it, right? We take in tons of information, but if we're not applying the information, then what good is it, right? If application and implementation are not something that's a part of the information that we're taking in, it's just sitting there, right? I remember when my son was learning numbers and letters and those sorts of things when he was younger. And even now, he's into multiplication and division. And one of the things that I'm learning is specifically with memorization, if he is not doing it daily, he forgets. And we're getting to the point of where when I'm asking him out of the blue, I want him to be, if I say what's 3 times 8, I want him to automatically be able to say 24. And there's so many of us who are not using what we have, right? You're not using your access to prayer. You're not praying like you should, right? You have access to prayer, but you don't pray. You have access to the word of God, right? But you don't use it. You have the Bible, but you're not using it. You read the Bible, but you're not living it. You read the Bible, but you're not applying it. And so we have to go from just hoarding information, taking information in, right? You get time each and every day. I think it's 86,400 seconds we get every single day that we get to use however we want to use it. But if we don't use it today, we get more tomorrow, and whatever is not used today is not carried over, right? This is not a rollover program like we have, like with some of our unlimited minutes on our data for our mobile devices. And so, even with your time, how are you using your time? How are you, stewarding your time, right? There's a saying that says, you can get more money, but you can't get more time. And that's true. Once today is gone, we start tomorrow with another day. And so once that day is gone, and so what will you do with this day? What will you do with this life? Our lives literally are a use it or lose it type thing. At some point, none of us will be here. We don't know the day nor the hour. We don't know when we're going to go. We don't even know how we're going to go, but we do know that we're not going to be here. If you didn't know, child, listen, don't be in denial. But the reality is, are you using what you have? Are you using the resources that you have? Are you spending money on things, but you're not using it? You bought those cute pair of shoes, but you're not wearing them. You bought this cute dress. Like for me lately, even though I may not be going anywhere, I've decided that like my cute little earrings and, stuff that I'm wearing, that I'm purchasing or that I've had, right? I'm wearing it. My dresses, my cute little sundresses, child, I get dressed, get up, get in the shower. Now, mind you, I'm a sweats and flip-flops and tank type of chick. And so, I've learned, like, listen, we don't know how long we're going to be in this space. And so I'm not trying to be up in anybody's environment for way too long or at all. And so if I can't go anywhere, I might as well wear it wherever I'm going to be. So, what knowledge do you have that you need to master, right? What are you doing with your time? How can you be better at managing and stewarding your time, right? How can you make the most of that time? What information do you have in your arsenal that you really have yet to sit down, long enough to master, What is it? Are you like for me, I have biblical application to my personal development stuff that I'm teaching. And so, many of us have issues with, well, I don't know if, I don't know how to hear from God, or I don't know how to, I don't really know if I'm studying the Bible right. Well, if you only studying the Bible 5 minutes at a time, child, once a day, I mean, that might be the issue. You spend 10 hours on social media, you spend 5 hours watching TV, and you give God 5 minutes. I mean, we need to reevaluate that situation. I've shared this a couple of times with my tribe and just wherever, but lately God has been speaking to me about the idea of how we feed ourselves spiritually. And so if you are taking care of yourself physically, right, you wake up in the morning, you make sure you get rest for your body, you make sure you drink water for your body, you make sure you are eating your vegetables. Now, this might not be everybody. Like some of you wake up, you got that Snickers, whatever it is, you make sure you eat. You eat physically because your body needs it, and you need it in order to move and survive and to be able to thrive throughout the day. What about your spirit? If you are not using what you have to feed your spirit, then what you feed leads. So if you've got faith and you've got flesh, right? Your spirit man, you've got your natural man, and you're continuously feeding your natural man, right? You eating and eating and eating, child belly just done lapped over, right? Listen. But as it's doing like this, then what happens? Now you can't see this. Whereas if you're feeding the spiritual man, you see the difference? And so some of you need to spend just as much time feeding your spirit as you do your body. Some of you, and when we talk about time, you need to reevaluate your time and look at how you're using your time and if it is working to your benefit. So when we talk about life, what type of life lessons have you learned that you are not using, that you are not applying, right? There's a saying that says, if we don't pass the test, we'll continue to have to take it, right? You keep failing a test, you'll continue to have to take it. And so what tests, what life lessons, what things has life been trying to teach you that you have not sat yourself down long enough to say, what exactly is it that I'm supposed to be learning from this? And how am I supposed to use this to move forward? Not that it happened and I got over it and it's no longer, but what was I supposed to learn? Because most times, the things that happen, they come to teach us a lesson. And if we don't learn the lesson, we don't pay attention to the lesson, if we don't use it, not only do we lose it, but it comes back sometimes to bite us in the butt. And I don't want anybody to get bit in the butt by what they were supposed to learn, by what they were supposed to get, by the time they were supposed to, I don't want time to come back and say, listen, I got no more for you. I don't want you to miss out and lose that. And so I want you to take some time and really, figure out what it is that you need to go back to the table at, and think about what you've learned, think about what you've invested in, and think about how you stewarded it. What have you done to steward what you have? This is really a conversation about stewardship. Using what you have, right? When we talk about, even in the Bible, Jesus gives talents, and the one who doesn't use the talents, he takes it and gives it to someone else. He does. I don't want God to take the talents that I have not used, the things that I have not used. I want to use everything that he's given me: time, money, people, family, all of the things, knowledge. And I want to use it, and not only use it, but I want to multiply it. And so on this Tuesday, I've given you lots to think about. I want you to comment and let me know what you think. I want you to comment and let me know how you're going to use it and how you're going to implement and make the most of the things that you have kind of lay dormant, that you have not used, that you have kind of been looking at, that's in the back of the closet, under the blanket, wherever it is. And I want you to talk to me about how you're going to move forward to make sure that you're using it and you're not losing it. If you are not a part of the iSpeaklife Society, my Facebook group, you can find us there. Join us. If you are not a part of my inner circle, which is the step above that, that is my paid membership, I want you to go to TrueheartSpeaks.com/inner circle to get on the waiting list, because enrollment opens soon. And I want you to be a part of that. I'll talk more about that at a later date. But also, if you are not a part of my, if you are not subscribed to my YouTube page, go and do that now so that you can get the weekly Tuesday Tea with D. I'll see you next week.